Sláinte, and good evening to anyone who might be here. Any word on Ralphie Mitchell yet? Stephen Quinn, you're so keen to get Ralphie on. No word as yet. We shall see what happens. Don't stress. Interesting evening tonight. I was listening to Serge. I kept an eye on Serge's show. Absolutely brilliant conversations there. So, listen, well done to Ruth at Teeling, and then Gerard representing IDL, and also here John from Tullamore Dew, and also Jarlath. I think it's just been absolutely great. Been such an amazing conversation there. I'm surprised it's still going on, but not surprised because, to be honest, it's jam-packed full of great pieces of information. I thought I was asking some great questions, and then I made a point. I know that Serge tried to make the point for me, but I think it was lost. But I think we should talk about it tonight. It's an interesting one to keep going. The conversation is alive. Anyway, tonight, super important big news. Had a conversation during the week with Garth Irvin from Copeland Distillery, who told me some mad, crazy idea that he was going to release a whiskey. I had no idea what was happening. And he said, by the way, it's happening this week. And I thought, do you know what? Why wouldn't we just talk about this on Sláinte? Because, look, Sláinte is designed to support the brands who are involved in the Whiskey Festival. And anyone who's involved in the Whiskey Festival can get involved in Sláinte. So it's great to have Gareth back on. So I shall bring him on just now if he's okay, if he's got his wee thumbs up. He's all right. He's in. He wants to come in. Good evening, Gareth. How are we?
Evening, Paul. Evening, everyone. How are we doing?
Super. So this bottle, yeah, you told me last week you're releasing a whiskey, and here it is.
That's it there. It's about 6 weeks too late, but we'll not get into the detail of that because I'm tired enough as it is. But yes, no, it's finally been launched. It's on, well, media today, on shelf tomorrow. So
unreal.
Yeah, so delighted with it. So there's a right few people who have got samples, and they're hopefully tuning in.
Good. Well, I've not tasted it yet, so this is a first for me. I got handed the bottle today.
I think that's really... you smashed, isn't it? You know the last Belfast whiskey we did. I think that's the sample you smashed in your car park, wasn't it? I think it was.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Silly boy. Look, I'm going to open this, right? Because while we're drinking and we're chatting, we can obviously ponder what's been going on. Tell me this: when I was down with yourself last week, car park was getting tarmacked.
They've decided that they've had to stop this week because Prince Charles was in Donegal today, so they couldn't possibly have any noisy diggers apparently for his half-an-hour visit. So they've cancelled the whole week. But they're starting again, I think, tomorrow. But no, we're about 3 weeks delayed so far. So we will soon have.
Did I miss Prince Charles? Oh my lord! I knew.
Sure.
Absolutely gutted.
He missed you too.
So he missed me too. That's more like it. He actually missed me. I've not. Do you know the last time I met Prince Charles? I don't normally talk about these kind of things, but I actually. Yeah, it was. Do you know what? It was at the opening of the Scottish Parliament. Was it the first time around, the second time around? For both of them, I think I met. I think definitely the first time around when it opened. I met him. Lovely fella. You know what I mean? There you go. He didn't say a bad word to me. I didn't say a bad word to him. That was the end of the conversation. But look, here we go. Copeland Merchant's Key.
Merchant's Key, yes.
Yeah.
So a nice simple bottle, a nice simple, clean, feely bottle we've gone for. Lots of detail in the paper. So we wanted to get something that was simple, clean, but like the whiskey, easy to drink, easy to look at, and fall in love with as a blend. So here we are.
Yeah, I think I can see some names on here. We're just gonna rattle through some of these people that are saying hi tonight. So, evening, William. Graham's on tonight. Look at that. Evening to you, Graham. Good. I'm surprised you didn't phone me. Robert, how are we? Jonathan, excellent to see you. Connor, two Connors at this. Connor Cassidy and Connor. Here we go. Sinead, yes, good to see you. Phil, hello. Jesus, Phil. Is there something wrong with you, Phil? Come to watch one of my shows. Are you crazy?
It's saying a sample didn't arrive.
He was barred, eh?
His is probably broken in the post, like it seems majority of them as well, unfortunately.
What happened?
A lot of samples got returned broken.
Really?
Don't know. Maybe someone decanted them.
I reckon it's just the postman want a wee swig. Evening, Eric, how are we? Stuart, good to see you. Jeff, brilliant. Wayne. Liam, hello, how are we? Oh, look at this. Lovely people in tonight. Pauline, yes, all the way from Phoenix. I just love how Pauline just turns up. She's just that's a diehard whiskey fan. That's what I'm talking about, Pauline. That's absolutely brilliant. Take a bow, son. Gareth says already. So Graham, there you go. Graham, take a bow. Gareth, you're doing well. Stuart says he got his. Liam's on it. David says, where's his sample? Clearly, obviously, if you're not in the mailing list, you're not getting one, David.
I didn't make the mailing list. I'm just gonna put a disclaimer. I did not make the mailing list. So
Graham, you're going to phone, but the wee man woke up again. Right. Well, listen, I'm on a call here, as you can tell. You can phone me. You can phone me after. Listen, people were not expecting. So anyone who got this as a sample wasn't expecting this tonight. So this is ad hoc. It's only ad hoc because, quite frankly, you told me this was happening, and I said, listen, why wouldn't we talk about it? So explain to me what's going on here. This is a blend of 3 different component parts. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is. Without reading the bottle, what do you get? And then I'll kind of go into it. How about that?
What do I get? That's interesting. I don't want it. There's probably something written on here, is there? Because I'm not going to read it.
Don't look at it. Don't look at it. That gives it away.
I base the bottle here, right? I can't read it because there's nothing on the back label, right? So just in case I'm cheating myself. Okay, I get like a really nice kind of toasted. Do you know what? It's like a newly baked kind of bread or something there, which is really nice. But there's a kind of toasted. I used the word pancake the other day for what you call them, for Hinch's whiskey, and there's there's something similar there. It's a very much on the taste. I got toffee, which I thought was really nice. There's a lovely citrus burst on it. There's a nod towards the actual barrel itself, which is nice. There's something about there. There's a vanilla note coming through from some, from what I can only guess is maybe first fill bourbon barrels or something, which is really nice. And I quite like it. I'm going to take that off because I can see my face.
Have you seen my taste notes? Have you been on our website? Is that what it is?
No, not yet. Not yet. But, do you know what? I'm literally only in the door. I'm literally only in the door not long ago, and these bottles were given to me. Anita dropped them off today because we're doing something special, which I'll talk about later. But no, I've not had the chance. But yeah, I mean, certainly, it's. Do you know what? It's actually really, really sweet. There's a lovely sweet note to it. I'd probably say because it's not an age statement, but I'm gonna probably have to give it a kind of age, and it's probably in around that kind of 5-year. Kind of age bracket, maybe 6 at a push, but 5 years, 6 years. The component parts, again, not reading it, knowing that there's 3 different types in here. Clearly there's a high grain content. I'm going to say just because of the creaminess, I'm going to say the grain content, I don't know, maybe in around about 75%, something like that. This is
close. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and do you know what? I really quite like that. There's a very you've got 2 contrasting kind of fruits in here. You've got a citrus note, which could be a kind of certainly more of an orange kind of citrus note than anything else. Seville kind of orange going on here, and then you would have, you've got a red fruit, like a red, maybe like a red berry potentially. Mm-hmm. There's something really nice about that. There's those. I was searching for an apple, and I wasn't getting it.
Yeah, lovely citrusy kind of orange peel. 100%.
Is that what it is? Right. So tell me this. So if I now go and look at the bottle, just that, this is very pure. This is now, there's no bullshit here, right? So now I'm going to read this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you've told everyone, not me. I didn't tell anyone.
It's on the bottle. It's right here.
So we've got a grain whiskey.
Yep.
Virgin oak to rechar bourbon. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And then a double distilled malt using American bourbon barrel. Okay. And a triple distilled malt that are also sherry. But okay, excellent.
So component-wise, I've taken a leaf out of Brendan's book.
God, it has tasting notes. It has tasting notes. You actually have tasting notes on your bottle. Right, I knew that I saw, because I saw that, glanced at it and said it was 3 component parts. But here we go. Toffee apple.
Yep.
Oh yeah, toffee straight away.
I'm gonna tick what you've said. Go for it. Toffee apple, yeah.
It says here toffee apple, dark berries. I mean, I said some sort of red kind of berried fruit or something, right? Okay, I'll go vanilla, 100% on that. Clove spice, it says here, and hints of cedar wood. Yes, okay, with the cask potentially. Palate, fleshy fruits, honey, oak spice, and orange peel. Yeah, it's on the money. Dry with toasted oak.
Yep, nail on the head.
I think, do you know what? It's actually really, it's good, and it's complex enough for it not to be boring. You know what I mean? That's the point. We don't have a bland whiskey here. We've got something which has lots of different flavors to it. That oak spice that it talks about, yeah, I mean, you're clearly going to get the oak spice. I think the Oloroso, I mean, I wasn't sure where that kind of orangey, citry note was coming from. It was coming from that Oloroso component
it's very
part
small.
there.
Yeah. I mean, nice. we wanted an easy to drink blend. We wanted people to buy it and drink it, not buy it and keep it. Like all good whiskey should be drank, but we wanted to create an easy drinker and something very subtle. We were going to put the percentage components on the bottle, but our good friend Brendan, I took a leaf out of his book and decided not to.
Okay.
But I'll reveal it all tonight, will I? Unless they're watching. But look,
you're allowed to talk about it, and look,
you're allowed to talk about it. Yeah,
you're allowed to talk about it, and it's just, I think there's still this argument about how much information is a label allowed to give based on the regulations. But you can talk about it. I mean, as long as you don't have a disclaimer with or an embargo with the main producer, you talk about it. Honestly, it's very important, Gareth. And you know what? I think I didn't talk about that spicy note, but the spicy note is because actually I don't get it until you kind of finish the drink. There's a lot of it's got longevity. This is actually interesting about it. And was it right about the age?
In and around, yeah. I mean,
because I think for now you're going to tell us where it comes from, but I'm going to assume it's going to be GND.
Yeah.
Tell us that, but I think again, not knowing anything about this bottle until just now, just that you were doing something new. That so that's not surprising. So it's new. That it lingers. It's got it's
got length on it.
Does have a bit of it's got that. And the spicy note comes, actually comes quite late on. It's not straight onto the tongue, offensive spiciness. It's got a really kind of warmth, spice going towards the end of the taste here. Lovely.
No, it does. I mean, like I said before, we wanted an easy to drink blend. So we've gone in heavy with the grain. Component wise, we're looking at 80% grain whiskey, virgin to reach our 19% double malt in the bourbon. So, like you said, great toasted oak. And then I suppose the spiciness and the sweetness at the same time, 1% triple distilled malt in an all also sherry butt. So just 1%. So it just gives it that.
It is an intense spice at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, if people are drinking this right now, there's plenty of people drinking this right now. That is a lovely intense spice towards the end there. It really is. It really is giving us something
We,
nice.
we wanted to keep as much of it in, so non-chill filter, natural color as well, which is surprising. 80% green, but brilliant color. Well, I think we've worked with for a few months. Well, it's well over half a year to try and get this right. Great Northern Distillery down there with Brian Watts, the head distiller, with many samples, as most of the guys who've ventured into the blend world of blends. There's no better man to use, and we've been completely 100% open and transparent about it. We've said why we've done it. We've said why we wanted to do it, and I think we've come out with a whiskey that not only is a great smooth drinker, but it's to be enjoyed. And I think that's kind of, we've held true to what Copeland is, and being 100% transparent as well. So,
I mean, you say smooth. I mean, that's an interesting. It's an interesting terminology that we're all used to when we talk about Irish whiskey. Smooth.
Yeah, smooth.
But we're using double distilled malt here, and it's not smooth in that respect. It is. It has teeth.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bit of grit about the whiskey, and it's young, but it's got grit. It's got bite.
Yeah.
It's got something there. And actually, smooth necessarily isn't the right word. What we need to talk about here is it's easy to drink. That's important. So it's easy to drink. It's not smooth because it's actually, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of, like, as I say, those three component parts, that small part, which is the Oloroso, definitely has given some amount of spice. I mean, I think that's an amazing footnote there for the blend. But it's actually all these other flavors. The fact that it's not triple distilled, the fact that it's double distilled, gives it more bite. I know you're wanting to say smooth, and Gareth, that'll be something that a lot of people automatically.
I've just seen the comments from Phil there, and it's like I've just shouted something I shouldn't have.
No, so me and Phil, we're not a million miles away from our perception on this.
I agree.
I didn't even notice Phil's comment there.
I didn't notice it either.
Away. So well done, because smooth. We should say this is easy to drink, and it is open, and it is inviting. It is not. It doesn't turn you off. Drinking the whiskey, but it's not smooth. I mean, smooth to me is an old reflection, an old kind of reflection on a certain type of whiskey that people, just poured it in, didn't really think very much about it, drunk it, and it was smooth, and that was the end of it. We're less likely to think about how intense this whiskey is. It's actually intense.
No, it is.
It makes you want to drink it. It makes you want to find out all those little flavors. In fact, I'm interested to see this in a blind tasting with its peers. There's lots of peers at the moment. Those kind of 5-year-old, that kind of age bracket blends that we can sit it next to and we can have a wee taste of, and actually putting it against some complex malts that people might be more familiar with. Seeing those malts and then seeing the blends. And actually, I always think the blends are totally ignored. They kind of get bad press. You know what I mean? Because a lot of aficionados now are all single malts, and they're big age statement people, and ABVs have to be super high, which I'm all for. High ABVs, high age statements. I'm all for that. But at the same time, I'm all about a blend. How important is the blend? The complex nature of this alone lets it stand apart. And I think that it's not smooth. It can be drunk very easily. That's important, that we can drink this and not really think that we're maybe drinking whiskey.
That's it. I mean, even the number of blend samples that we went through, and the complexity and the difference, even what some of the guys are doing, like Two Stacks, for instance, the complexity of blends that we're seeing on the market are fantastic. And when you can go into such detail and change whatever you want and get the profiles that you want, it's a fantastic area to be in Irish whiskey. Just watch them.
You don't want to get on the nose more now. I'm getting like a wee sweetie that I would have eaten. There's these little. They're like marshmallows, but they're not. They're like firmer than a marshmallow. I'm trying to remember the name of them. Flumps.
Flumps, right? Yes. Is that
You know,
firmer than a
firmer.
marshmallow?
They're firmer than a marshmallow.
Should
And
do
they've
a,
got a different taste to marshmallow. The flump taste.
should do a poll.
It's flumpy on the nose, which is nice. I mean, that's a definitely go-to sweetie, by the way.
Flumpy. I've heard worse, but flumpy on the
No,
nose.
that's flumps and pear drops. Yeah, I tell you what, the nose is just continually opening up, and it's only, you know, as long as the longer it's in the glass for. Toasted flump.
Toasted flump. There you go.
Well, you're getting some applause, to be frank. Well, there, Connor's making it even worse. Don't use smooth. It's a euphemism for bland. I'm not saying that. I'm actually just saying, like, you know, I know when people say smooth, it's like easy cop out for people just to say, as in, you know, you can drink that easy peasy. It just goes down well. Yeah, but let's talk about what that actually really means. So yeah, I get that it's easy to drink. I get that, but I like the fact that we can delve into it, and we're very
need to up my game.
Lucky. We're very lucky to have have that.
It's no, there's some good comments.
I just noticed Serge is now finished. Well done, Serge. He was going on there this evening. Some effort tonight. Did you watch any of it, Garth?
No, I didn't even have.
He had some, you know, he had some interesting people on. You know, so he had Ruth there from Teelan and John from Tullamore. So John Quinn from Tullamore, and he had Jared Garland representing IDL, and Jarlath. Sorry, apologies, from Mecklenville. And it was all about, you know, a lot of the chat was about these bottles. So this bottle here, I presume you're going to tell me it's really well priced, because if it's not, we'll slag it off and we'll have a bit of a, you know, we'll call it out as it is. But they were talking about bottles being priced right for the consumer, and then they were talking about secondary market prices. They were talking about this idea of, you know, the collector and the flipper, and so it was actually quite an interesting discussion tonight. But for me, bottles like this, you know, this is going to be core for your brand at the moment.
It is,
yeah, for the brand, for, you know, for the up and coming single releases that you're going to be having, because those single casts that you've got coming, until you get to a point where you're distilling at a rate where you have lots of your own liquid that you can muck about with and create your own blends, you know, with your own liquid. Yes.
No, correct, 100%.
Yeah. So there's no embarrassment by this. This is something which everyone really, as a new distillery, should be doing, because it creates this brand awareness. We're talking about Copeland today. When we're talking about Copeland, we should be talking about Copeland next week, and we should be talking about Copeland the month after. And why not? Why shouldn't we talk about Copeland continuously? Because actually, the only way for distilleries like yourself to survive, Gareth, is that we continue a conversation.
No,
and that people are made aware of what's going on and get to drink this. So now, the big reveal, you know, hello, I'm naked. How much did that cost?
£31.99. So
£31.99.
£31.99.
I think that's. Do you know what? That's a good price, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good price.
That's what we wanted. We didn't want to be.
It's an approachable price.
We didn't want to be anywhere over, you know, 40, 50, 60. You know, we're not about that. And that's for what we want. We want people to drink it. And that was our sole purpose of it. I mean, like, you know, you've been to our distillery, Paul. You know the size of us. You know we can produce a day. You know, we are not pumping out anything in massive volume. So I mean, it wouldn't make sense to kind of hide what we're doing with a blend. You know, so no, it's a fantastic price point, and you might as well enjoy it because it's going to stay. It's one of our core ranges, and it always will be now. So
see, that's good.
We're definitely proud of it.
Good to hear, because you know what is, you know, it tastes really good. I mean, Phil's making a point. Every brand needs a gateway whiskey. Phil's now changed his name. Were you not Causeway Coast Reviews a minute ago? You're changing. Coming in with a real name. He's not hiding behind his pseudonym. Super stuff. Good price point. Yeah, look, and Kit had actually put the price in there, so thanks so much. Kit is on the ball, isn't he? Kit,
Yes.
Charles, you're on the ball. You're on the ball. You're keeping me on my toes. Thank you very much. Scotch call Irish smooth as a patronising way of saying uncomplicated. Yes, Liam. Liam, you know what? Exactly. And
I'm gonna have to
so
call
many times that
So, yeah.
the way people say it, and it's like, I know, to put people in the context, Liam works in advertising, as it were, or marketing a product, or brand design, which is very more important. So by not talking about this word smooth, and I think that, I think Irish whiskey needs to move away just from, and it's not you, Gareth, that I'm having a pop at here, by the way. I'm talking about the industry, because the industry itself, I mean, we've a plethora of choice at the moment. Not huge amounts, but we've got a plethora. I mean, we've got lots of things we can go to, but to have available to us, for example's sake, and let's just name drop other brands in here, because this is free advertising for you as much as it is for anyone else. But Bushmills has three core component blends: original, red bush, black bush. Yes.
Yep.
So we have choice already, even amongst that one brand. And then we go south and we've got Jameson, as a blend. Pot still. It's pot still. It's not. So again, automatically more choice. And we can rock around the country now, and everyone who's maybe using Cooley liquid or G&D liquid, or now themselves producing their own liquid, less likely to have their own blends as yet, but using other people's liquid. It just creates more choice. And I think that it's a plethora of choice that we need to be thankful of. And I think that this idea that everything is just smooth and that's just Irish whiskey, no. So many things make it difficult to even keep that pretense up. And things are like the actual type of whiskey that's being used. So be it the double distilled that we've got here in the blend, or be it the types of cask, and you've got the Oloroso cask, that's being used here. You take a core blend from any of the distilleries that we have here, and you just put it into the one cask and put it out at 40%, and potentially they're smooth. Potentially.
We should rename.
You make any other changes and amendments and anything else, and all of a sudden it's not. It's complex. It's got it's got more to it than this idea of being smooth. So that's the last time we're going to talk about smooth.
I was going to say. I think I have to up my adjective game, I think, and take out.
Get a dictionary. It's perfectly
fine. Smooth band. There's another smooth comment there.
Thesaurus. Get one of those, thesaurus, and mess about with it. Listen, Connor's just taking the proverbial now. Not me. People are looking forward to come down and see it. 100%. You get yourself down there. And do you know what? Funnily enough, it's a beautiful wee drive out to Donaghadee, whatever way you go. Lovely wee drive out there. And a fantastic looking distillery. I know I go on about some of the beautiful distilleries we have, but listen, what you have is unique. You come off just just off the harbour road, all of a sudden we've got this little shed. And it is a shed, very much so. Painted beautifully on the outside. You go inside and it's a work of art on the inside. Look at that. Is that not a work of art? I mean, those
are Christmas lights that I haven't taken down because.
But why would you take them down?
It's always Christmas. It's always Christmas, Donaghadee.
It's always Christmas when you work in it. It's always Christmas when you work in a distillery, surely. I mean, oh, there's a Christmas present. There's another Christmas present. Do you know what? So Liam's saying it's like rocking up to Lafroig. Well, it has that Scottish-esque about it. And you know what? I think I didn't. I made a comment on one of the social media posts that we put out for tonight. Ahoy mateys, or whatever it was, ahoy or whatever. Look, there's a bit of chat on the bottle. The bottle, I mean, I just like to explore the bottle. You're saying here, Donaghadee has been a town of seafarers and traders for centuries. That indeed is a truth. Voyaging Vikings gave our 3 historic Copeland Islands the name. Now I can't say it in Viking, but I'm sure it just says Copeland.
Copeland.
Is that it?
Say it quickly.
Copeland. I have no idea.
There
Meaning Merchant Island, which I think is pretty cool, and used them as a trading post. Yeah. The first harbour, built in 1626, time prospered, and the harbour was rebuilt and extended. Got a famous lighthouse there also. And look, all you had to say is this: our distillery is beside this historic Merchant's Quay. That's it. That's why it's called Merchant's Quay, because you're right next door. And you know what? It is a historic smuggling run. You know, Copeland Islands and that stretch of land has been a smuggling run between the 2 great countries of the world, Ireland and Scotland, the 2 greatest countries known to man. That people, and let's be honest, life started on the planet here in Ireland and Scotland between the 2 islands. No one needs to know anything else. They may say it happened in Syria. I think it happened here. You know, it's a fabulous place, and whiskey has a heritage. You know, the illicit stills in the area, you know, dating way back. That's what it's all about. So you've kind of come full circle in some respects. You know, we've got something in Donegal, which I think for local people must be buzzing. They must be absolutely buzzing that they've got such a fine establishment on their door. That it's a tourist attraction. It's a place where you can now come and get a coffee and have something to eat. Do you know what I mean? And hopefully soon enough be able to physically pick up their own bottles of whiskey or you know, or the rum or indeed the gin, anything that you're producing there that they can go, you know, let's go in there and get that. And hopefully those rules start to change.
Hopefully,
for yourselves.
I think we'd all hope with that. I mean, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, there's huge history of smuggling. You know, Donegal is the biggest port for smuggling in the whole of Ireland at one stage. So, and when we've always said, like I said in our last Belfast Whiskey Week live, which was only, I think, a month ago, maybe, you know, we've always wanted to take that history and build it into our own. And it's something that we've done not only through the brand, but also our ethos and what we're doing. And it's created and started a brilliant little story. I mean, we're 5 this year, and you wouldn't know it. So, no, you're right. Yeah, it's a fantastic wee place, and I have a fantastic team, and I genuinely wouldn't change it at all. So, we've lots planned, lots of going on. Come on down. If anyone wants a sample, ping me your address. I'll send it out. Let's drink.
It's really strange.
You're gonna get loads of text now. So
yeah, listen, we're actually going to give away a bottle. I think we're going to give away a bottle. Sure, why not? I'm going to think of a prize. I'm going to think of a competition at some point. We're going to give away a bottle. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but we're going to give one of these away. We'll come up with something fun.
The best replacement, the best adjective replacement for smooth. We could do that.
That's a good one. So that's going to be the thing. We'll pick a winner. We'll put it on the social medias. People will give a couple of days. Who comes up with the best one?
Smoother.
The best phrase or word to encapsulate smooth without saying smooth. Yes. Tell me this is smooth without saying smooth. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Has to be sophisticated, Liam says. Joe, funnily enough, I mean, like, yeah, you guys are 5 years old, and I kind of keep on kicking myself. Like, I started a business 5 years ago, and just over 5 years, and yeah, I probably could have put my money into a whiskey distillery instead of what I went into, and I kind of think to myself, I was missing a trick. Like, you guys have done really well. Do you know what I mean? Really well, and it's great, you know, Gareth. I don't think a lot of people will, you know, and it's the same when they see Brendan. When they see the two of you, I think there's a lot of people out there who just must be inspired by you. You know, you're young, you know, you're fresh, you're young, you're very young. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people who think, it's only old people that are own distilleries, or it's just massive conglomerates, or it's X, Y, and Z. I mean, you really are like a shining beacon within the industry. yourself, and I do, and I have to say, Brendan as well. You're
I know I
very
don't look it.
similar
You're
ages.
being very nice. You're being very nice, but I don't look it.
No, but here, you're in your 20s, am I right?
Great. I'm 28. Yeah, 28.
Yeah. So I mean, that's young. That's super. I mean, I'm very old. That's super young. So I'm like, it's inspirational even for someone my age. I'm like, listen, that's just class. That just makes me like, yeah, I'm just inspired by it. I'm very awe-inspired by it. And I think there's a lot of people, around the globe, obviously, will take what you're doing and want to replicate it elsewhere. I hope that it inspires entrepreneurs here to do the same. I hope it inspires young people to think it's an industry that they can get involved in. I genuinely do think that. I'm very.
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Completely, 100%.
I think the industry is begging for youth to grasp it with two hands and make it happen. I really do think that. There's a lot here. People are giving answers just now, but listen, I'm not going to take these answers. I mean, if you expect me to go and read these back, that's funny. I'll try and pop them up. See what we've got here. Do it now, don't wait. Do it now, don't wait. Do it right, okay. Okay. There's not that many. Well, there's not that many, but 40 odd people on here watching right now. So I mean, okay, I get it. There's 40 people at this point in time. But that's not fair on the other 4,000 people who know Gareth and I. Do you know what I mean? So maybe they want to win this ball. But look, they're not. I can see the numbers going up. People must be telling people to come on here. Silky, Stuart Quayle. Are you talking about my voice or are you talking about his whiskey? What are you on about? Philip Crawford, rougher than Paul's beard. But you know what? I'm now allowed to shave it. After Monday, I should have sorted myself out. After Monday, I'm allowed to shave. Sleep.
You're gonna look a new man, are you? You're gonna look like Connor.
I like to have a bit of facial hair. I tend to find if I shave off, I always look, like I'm in my 20s. Hopefully, Canada can participate. Yes. Why can't Canada? Give me an answer, and you can participate, son. Go ahead. Tommy, like mother's milk. There's one for your marketing team, Gar. Like mother's milk. Silky the new smooth. Tastes like velvet. Interesting.
Yeah.
Hold on, who is this? Think Tony Curtis and Jack Lemmon. I get where you're coming at, Kit. Kit, you know what? We did ask you to be imaginative and creative. That's really interesting. Shite, now I feel old. Oh, right, yeah. I thought that was your answer. Sorry, Connor.
That's what I thought, right?
He's been nice. Code for he wants something. I don't need anything. I don't want anything either.
You've had all the peated you'd ever need.
And I saw some of that new chocolate malt going in. I'm just saying, like, babies are smooth. Yes, they are. Snooze, you lose, Paul. Yes, indeed. Ha ha ha. Baby's arse. Right. I thought right. As smooth as a baby's arse. No, we're not going to call it baby's arse, right? You know what I mean? Prince Charles wouldn't have seen you with that bum fluff. Oh, that's harsh, Liam. That's harsh. Luxurious, he is saying. It's luxurious. I told you he works in that brand, creation bullshit. Liam, you're using your...
Aye, that's marketing bollocks, isn't that right?
Oh, that's brilliant. Luxurious product.
Class.
And it is. I mean, it's luxurious insofar as it isn't, a £10 bottle from frickin' Aldi. No offense to Aldi, like. But it is. I mean, it's upper. It's it's made it out of that into a shelf which actually has its peers around it. I call dibs on the chocolate malt. No, you don't. It's mine. It's all mine.
I saw a comment earlier.
I'm not even going to let anyone buy chocolate malt from Copeland. I'm just going to keep buying it when it comes out.
Take it all. Just keep taking samples. I saw a comment earlier. Where can we get it? Now it was a while back. I think from Kit.
Right.
9:30. Sorry, we've kind of rattled on. Kit, yes. Sorry, postage is shite. That's possible force for you. You're right. Irish malts, Master Malt, Super Value Centre, all the independents, Vineyard.
Look at this woman complaining. I
didn't even get a sample. She's too kind. She's away.
Wise up. Anita, you had two. She had
We'll
two
get these
bottles in
out.
front of her. She had two bottles in front of her the day, and I says, "Are they both for me?" She says, "No, one's for me, one's for you." I says, "Oh, that's okay then." And then 2 minutes later, she went, "No, they're both for you. Apparently, I'm getting a signed one." And I was like, "Whoa, thank you. I'll take two bottles. That's no problem. One for the prize and one for me." Yeah, it's good going back in those comments. I was trying to find kits as well. Lots of comments tonight. It's not a shampoo. Yes, pure fucking. Yeah, it's not a shampoo. Yes, Stuart Quill, well done. Oh my god, I can't take her comment off yet, can I? Sorry, Anita. Oh, so there's something special today, Gareth. That's what we're doing. We're actually, for those that really want to know, and probably those that don't want to know, I don't really care. But we're sorting ourselves out for our. We will have an industry dinner now, which is absolutely brilliant. So I mentioned it's definitely happening. So we're having a party in the Europa Hotel, in the Grand Ballroom. We wanted to have 500 guests. Coronavirus screwed us over. They said, "You know what? You can't have 500 guests because coronavirus is very, very, it'll impregnate just about anyone in the room. So you've got to keep a distance when you're eating." 200 people. So 200 people now in the room, which I think is great. And we're doing a five course tasting menu. For those that really want to know, we're doing 2 cocktails at the start, whiskey-based cocktails. We've then got 5 courses which are influenced, either infused with the whiskey or paired with a whiskey for the 5 courses. And then we've got, at the end, a choice, we think, of another 2 whiskies. So, really interesting. Nine products in total, all from, Irish distilleries, Irish brands. So really looking forward to that. Absolutely buzzing for it, genuinely. The food we talked about today was blowing my mind. Like what these chefs are like. These chefs, we told the chefs, you have to be super creative. Do something you've never done before. Let's do things that we are just not used to. And we're getting very excited now about what could happen here for this. So really excited. And people I've been speaking to in the industry who want to come along are just buzzing. They can actually get out the house for 5 minutes now and come to and have a meal with people.
No, definitely.
So we're excited by that. We really are. And the fact is that I think we're going to use this. I think.
So I believe.
So this will be in there somewhere. I know where it is. I know where it is right now. I'm not telling anyone, but I know where it is on the menu. So,
there's about 3,000 bottles behind me. I have a bit more than you, Paul, but we can give some of that away. Can we?
Jesus, Kevin here.
We'll have a big charity round that night as well from our side to Belfast Whiskey Week, and a big chance to raise a lot of money for charity from us as well. So which we'll go into closer to the time. So
we had a thing, Gareth. We had a thing. One of our club members works on council for Lisburn and Castlereagh Council, and he's a local politician. And he asked, could I donate something for the Lord Mayor's charitable. They were doing like a charity auction to raise money for food banks in the area. So I gave them over. Like I had kept myself a lovely wee box from last year's festival for myself, and I thought, you know what, I don't need this. You know what I mean? I've already drunk it. I don't need it. I'll pass it on. And it was just it was one of the gift sets. But here it got £130 at auction for the food bank. And I was like, that's class. Like, I was not expecting that at all. Like, you know what I mean? So clearly people really appreciate Belfast Whiskey Week boxes. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if they know anything about the whiskey. The boxes are cool though. Do you know what I mean? They obviously like the box, you know.
Everyone loves a good box. Doesn't matter what's in it. Just love touching a box.
Do you know, you can take the whiskey out, take all the shite out of the box, and use the box for other purposes. You know what I mean? Use it as a vanity box, whatever you want to put in your box. Don't really mind. Do what you need to put in your box. Here we go. Pure Dead Brilliant. Liam says, stolen from Iron Brew. No, mate, the Iron Brew's marketing is absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Yeah, they had the whole the snowman adverts. Absolutely, I loved the snowman adverts that they did for Iron Brew. And then, have you seen the ones, Gareth? I'm not sure if you get them over here, but it's Iron Brew, and it's like they use some interesting words, but they use the word fanny, and and it's like your ma's a fanny, your dad's a fanny, your granny's a fanny, but that's their last name, and it's interesting. But it's but in Scotland, the word fanny is used to describe someone who's a wee bit like a wee bit silly, a wee bit a wee bit stupid sometimes, acts a lark. You know what I mean? He's a fanny. And it's actually quite, so it's really, really funny. We're going to have some people laughing at that just now. Hopefully people, I don't know, do you ever do this, Gareth? You ever watched our show and actually watched it with the subtitles that come on?
Not the subtitles, no.
So apparently if you watch it, I don't know if it's
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing. All right, okay.
One of the channels that you can watch this live on has live subtitles. It just automatically appears. So I'm actually going to look forward to see whether or not I can see what that conversation just looked like on subtitle. See what it come up with. Listen, you've got your kits. You know what you're doing for Belfast Whisky Week. Unlike some of the distilleries who are involved, they're a little bit slower to react. But you guys know what you're doing, which is really important.
We do with a few interesting things. We have this fantastic. I'll just show everyone. We have this fantastic little firkin wall behind me, behind the many. Can't see it there, like that. See little firkins?
Tiny wee firkins in the background. I see them all.
We have some massive, interesting class stuff coming. I'm being particular with my adjectives again. But yeah, no, we know what we're doing. We've got some peated, we've got some double malt, we've got some jockey malt, we've got some sherry, some port, everything you could ever want in a box.
Absolutely great. And here, listen, you did well getting your new pin-up boy. I noticed you have a new pin-up boy working for you, the American fella.
Oh, Tal, the amount of messages we got that were, oh, hello, Tal.
He's a good looking chappy. He's a good looking.
He is. Yeah. Guy to guy, he's a good looking guy. He has a solid, strong fist pump too.
Oh, he's a tall lad. He looks like he's got a bit about him. And it was funny because he was standing outside and he said something. I went, "Listen, lad, you're not from around here, are you, pal?" Know what I mean? And he's like, "What?" That accent, you're not from here. Actually, funnily enough, I said to him, no word of a lie, right? Because he said I'm from Ohio, right? And I was like, "Mate, by any chance, do you know Barry Chandler?" And he was like, "No." I was like, "You've got to know Barry. If you're working here, you've got to know who Barry Chandler is. That's just a fact of life."
Guarantee he's googled him and seen. He's probably watched stories and tips and.
I think what you should do is actually get him on the show with Barry Chandler. I think Barry. Have you been on yet with Barry? No.
No, not yet.
Then you're going to have to get on. I think for all the Barry Chandler fans out there, because there's loads of them. He's got a following of about 10,000 people or something. He's an absolute god on Cork laddie, god on the American side of the planet. And here, I reckon you should get on his wee show. Get on and talk to the Americans all about Copeland and get your man on.
It's Tal.
He's for Ohio.
It's Barry, Tal, and me. The two of them would just look handsome on it, and then you've got me.
Mate, but you'd come in with some sophistication, a little bit of sublime commentary, and just say, "My whiskey's smooth. Fuck up. Don't fucking
drop the mic and leave." See ya.
Job done. Have you got a? Yeah. Here, listen. Connor says everyone loves a turtleneck. I do. In fact, the next time I go on my show with Barry, if I'm ever on with Barry again, I'll wear a turtleneck just for that. I'm going to go and buy a turtleneck just to see if I. Turtleneck and a blazer. There's me today with my hoodie on, just chilling out. Looking apart. Honestly, without a shadow of doubt, wears a turtleneck and a blazer. Always looks like he always looks like he's heading on out to meet someone. For their first date. He looks class.
You should have a Sláinte series merchandise. You'd make a fortune.
Here, you ought to see the Belfast Whiskey Week stuff. But and do you know what? We need to start getting some pictures up and let people see the stuff. So we're going to have to get some pictures out there soon enough. But yeah, some of that stuff's pretty cool. Like I say it's pretty cool. Like I think it's cool just because of the way it's been designed. But I have no part to play in that. I mean, so it just looks cool, Barry will be the next Bond. Yes, that's funny. Listen, absolutely gent coming on tonight for the crack. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Paul. Appreciate it.
And listen, I want to say, genuinely, I want to say thanks to everyone who's started to buy tickets for this year's show. That's been great. We've had some response, and yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I am just literally busting my hole, going round all the distilleries, making it all. Making it all happen right now. There's a lot going on, so I'm very, very, very busy. So I know if some people said if they've emailed me, I will email you back if I can. If not, phone me. I have no problems. My number's in every phone box around the country. Not a problem.
I haven't got my phone back yet to you yet. I haven't even told you exactly what we're doing. I'll do that tomorrow.
I gave you the form though, haven't I?
Yes. Yeah, I just haven't
filled it. Give you a PDF to complete. That's okay then. Look, do you know what? We're on time. We're on time for things. We're okay. We just want to get. I think the next thing for the consumer, for the festival goer, is just knowing what those individual tickets are going to be, what they can purchase individually, and I think that's it's going to be really, really important for us. But no, I think we're doing well. We're doing good. We're pressing ahead.
100%. No, looking forward to it. It should be good crack. So. Like we're going to try and do it live from here, aren't we? Hopefully,
if we can, I think Gareth. I think that'd be good actually. If we can get down there and if people want to come down to Copeland when we're doing it, I think that might be a good shout. That could be very interesting.
We're gonna have all the samples of peated and chalky and everything. We'll just get blitzed. Sounds like a good idea.
Here, get everyone in the local area just to come down for the crack and see what happens. Maybe the PSNI will come down and tell us we have to move on.
Sure, we'll put a bus on. We'll put a Belfast Whiskey Week bus on from Belfast to Copeland. We'll put it on.
Could you imagine that? That's not. But it's not a bad idea.
Not unrealistic.
As long as we're not breaking rules, I don't want to break any rules. If we're allowed to do it, why shouldn't we do it? I think that's I was talking to Lauren from Bushmills today, and listen. The joy, the relief in her voice today when I said, listen, we're having an industry dinner and we're going to be live, we're going to be doing something. And she nearly let out a wee, squeal because it was that exciting. She was just like, what? Yes.
That's it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And,
I think we all need it, like, don't we?
Yeah, and we've got, I've been talking, there's guys flying over from the UK just to come and do the tastings here. So we want to get people in front of them. I think that's great, that we can have people coming and sitting in front of them. Confirmed today that Scotch Malt Whisky Society will be doing 2 tastings at the festival. That was nice. That's nice to see, confirming things like that. Really, really buzzing. Properly excited. So we'll take it from there. Listen, Sláinte, thank you for this.
Cheers,
really
Paul.
Good. We're going to launch that wee competition shortly after tonight's conversation. We'll put it onto the Instagram and onto the Facebook page. And people, be imaginative, have a bit of crack. And look, we'll give it a couple of days and I'll send this bottle out to whoever gets it, wherever you are on the planet. We'll just do it. I'll pay for that charge, the postage and stuff. No sweat. Okay, so Sláinte, good night.
Sláinte, thanks for tonight, Paul. Great comments. Good to see everyone. If anyone does want to sample, fire me through your address. And Tim, my rum truck man, will get it out. Cheers.
Cool.
Make him work. There's Marco who makes it. Tim delivers it. Cheers.
Brilliant.